Hey guys, this is like a little intro for you all. I have decided to do something maybe a little crazy, but since I am going through this experience, I get asked a lot about it. I figured it would be a great time to invite you guys into my world and share my experience. That way, any girls or any guys who have their girlfriend or partner going through a breast augmentation can take pointers, information, and help from me. Since I have realized I take really great post-op care of myself, and if some of this information can help you have a better result, I'm all for it. That said, please keep in mind I am doing this diary style, so of course you're going to see me without makeup on, maybe being a little tripped out because I'm a little bit loopy from the drugs. This is more just to share with you guys and invite you into my world. Also, please be respectful because, as usual, this is kind of a sensitive topic, and I'm really putting myself out there by giving this to you guys. So following this will be an account of how things are going for me and just like little information as we go. So I'm headed today to my post-op appointment. It's my first checkup with my surgeon. I'm excited to go to this appointment. I've been waiting for this appointment. This is kind of what for anyone who has had a surgery is like, no matter how good you felt for the last week after surgery, until you actually go to the surgeon and you get that all clear and he just checks over things and says things are going well, there's always that kind of little bit of trepidation that you're afraid that something might not be right. So I'm looking forward to going to the surgeon today and getting the all clear, getting to take off the bandages off the bottom so I can actually maybe take a look at what the scars are going to look like. And I'm going to get my scar cream from him. I'm also going to get more pain meds for him because I am still having quite a bit of pain. More nerve pain on the sides due to some swelling. It comes and goes, but I only have like 6 pills left. And since it is also the coronavirus outbreak right now while I'm trying to recover, I don't want to have to leave the house again and go to the store. We're already going to the store today to get essentials that we need. So I want to just fill a prescription and have it on hand so I don't have to leave my house after this. They have told me to stay home for up to 2 weeks after my surgery just to make sure everything is healed. After 10 days to 14 days, all the open wounds and such will have closed up. So then the threat of getting a fever, a bad cough, or something like that, and possibly tearing is relieved. I don't have a lot to talk to him about. Obviously, things seem pretty regular, except for my flinch the other day, which I'm thinking isn't a big deal based off the fact that it could have happened in my sleep to anybody, and that I don't have different pain from side to side. I have pain in the same area, and none of the areas are inflamed, red, or feel warm to the touch or bruised when I touch there in the areas that I'm having pain still. So that's all good. Those are the kind of things I had to look out for directly following my flinch. I'm feeling a little bit calmer about that now. I was really freaked out about that for about a day or two. Probably drove TC nuts, being like, "Are you sure it's fine?" I think I asked him probably 10 times every hour for the first while, but other than that, I will say, having surgery around the time that there is a pandemic and people are being made to stay home, I won't lie, it's been a little freaky. It's been a little scary. I feel safe because I'm at home and I'm not leaving my home, and we've stockpiled a bunch of stuff. Today we are stopping to get more essentials only because I feel like a lockdown is imminent, and if we get locked in, I want to make sure we have enough supplies that we're not strapped for anything, because a lot of the online ordering stuff is not happening right now. Probably one of the biggest things about recovering from breast augmentation, and probably the biggest worry I would say for most girls, is scar care. And if you aren't doing something for your scars, you're instantly shooting yourself in the foot. I have been very lucky in the respect, I think I scar very nicely, but I also go above and beyond to encourage my body to heal as nicely as I can. So for perfect example, your scars are fresh skin. So you should keep your scars out of the sun for at least 6 months to a year after you've had your procedure. So what does that mean? That means that literally when I go out to the beach or in a bikini, I will take SPF 100 and rub it along the scar, make sure to put a nice thick layer and let it absorb in, and then I will put on a bikini over top and make sure my bikini covers the scars. Now, if I'm going to my friend's yacht or I'm going to a new beach, I'm going to tan topless, I actually plan to go buy some flesh tone thicker medical tape so I can put a little strip or two over top of my scars so that I actually create a physical barrier so the sun can't penetrate to get to them. Because what happens if you don't do that is you have delicate skin and the sun actually causes damage to the skin tissues. And if you allow the sun to hit them, it means your scar will not fade as much as it could have. And the goal is to have your scar fade completely. My scars were faded to basically completely white, super thin, and were really nice. So I do these things on a regular basis just to make sure I encourage them to stay that way. I also found when I was tanning in a tanning bed on an ongoing basis, I would also take the SPF 100 on a Q-tip and rub it across the scar. Because I find scars tend to want to tan darker than the rest of the skin around it. So when I go tanning in the tanning bed, my scars would also get darker as the rest of me did. So putting a little sunscreen on there, even just every other tan, really helped to keep them at a more even skin tone to the rest of me. But two major things that you definitely have to get is scar gel and silicone strips. So I'll end these for you guys. The scar gel I got from my surgeon. The silicone strips I got from a website called makemeheal.com, which I'll link below. So the scar cream you put on once your scar is completely healed and the surgeon tells you that it's okay to take off all the bandages and such, you start putting the scar cream on and you're going to rub it on 2 to 3 times a day. You're just going to put it on the scar and rub it on and give it a little bit to absorb in and then put your bra back on and continue on with your day. It just helps to give nutrients there, which is going to encourage the scar to fade and to smooth out. Then at night, I take this silicone strip. I don't know if you can see it. See, you can see a little strip of silicone in here. You take the strip, so I would cut it to be a length that fits just over my scar. And then at night, I would put it on with a little bit of medical tape on either side of it to help hold it against my body. And you're going to put that on every night. Now, I did it originally every night for a year, so I'm going to do that now as well because the first 6 months to a year of your scar healing is the very most important. The silicone strip, what it does is it applies a little bit of pressure on the scar as you sleep, and it helps to smooth out your scar so you don't get that really rough edges or the textured look that it can get over time. Doing this while it's healing is the most important because you can't really fix a scar later, not easily. So yet again, I will be starting the scar gel in a week and the strips in a week. So right now I still have, he took off the main part of my bandage with like the cyber skin, but I still have a little bit of tape on just the actual scar. So I'm allowed to take that off in a week. And then I will start with the scar gel and the strips. Definitely a must have for while healing. Back home from my post-op appointment, everything went really well. He said everything's looking really good. He took off the bandages that are on the bottom. So they put a cyber skin over bandage over top. So I can't see the incisions. There's a regular bandage to absorb any leakage or bleeding, and then a cyber skin bandage. That way you can shower and everything like normal. He took it off, and it did hurt to come off. Because my mom's a redhead, I have like that really sensitive skin, so it was instantly came off, and TC said I went instantly from like regular white skin to red and inflamed. And because it's right near the incision area, there's lots of nerve endings and stuff there that are still kind of feeling but not. So a lot of them were like firing and stuff for the last hour or so. It's been a little bit uncomfortable. Put me in my other bra. So this one is the same surgical bra, but it's flesh tone. So now I have 2 of them. I'm going to have to wear it for as much as possible over the next 6 months, he said, just to help kind of strengthen my pockets on the side, since we did a little bit of tightening to them on that area. Those areas are still sore, like quite sore, more like a pressure pain because it's swelling. So he also gave me more pain meds to take because it's been a week and 2 days now, and I'm still in enough discomfort that without the pain medication on a low dose, it's too much. It's just too much of a really tight, really uncomfortable kind of pain feeling. From here on now, I got to start my stretches too. So you got to pull over and hold for a count of 10, and then you pull up and hold for a count of 10. I'm supposed to do those 3 times a day, doing it 10 times each direction kind of idea. That just helps to keep the fluids moving and keep the pocket from getting scar tissue. So I'll be starting those. I've got my little monkey here keeping me company. Since I'm a little bit sore, I just figured I'd lay down for a little while because it's too soon to take any more pain medication. I don't want to take too much because last time I did that, it made me feel really sick, so I don't want to do that. So it's kind of like you hover at that space of not feeling nothing, but not actually physically in pain. So it's kind of like you find that sweet spot. So yeah, that's what's happening. We stopped at the grocery store and loaded up on a bunch of things, including dog food, etc. So we are ready for the zombie apocalypse. Yeah. I won't lie, not leaving the house for a week and a bit and then going out and to the store and stuff all day. It was a very weird feeling, kind of a scared feeling too, just because I'm still got to be careful for the next week that I don't catch anything, because anything that causes excess swelling, high fever, or bad cough could damage my internal sutures that are not quite healed and solidified yet. So still taking it easy, still trying to rest. I still have to sleep elevated like this on the couch for the next week or so. They say about 7 days. I usually double it just until I feel like the swelling and the pain's gone down. So it doesn't hurt to go a little bit longer since it's comfortable and I'm able to sleep here, which isn't too bad. I feel bad though because we got all this stuff and TC has had to be trying to play Tetris with my cupboards and my refrigerator because I still can't lift anything and I can't push or reach for anything. So putting groceries away is kind of a big no-no. So I've just been laying here trying to not feel in too much discomfort. Just in case you are like super freaked out that like, okay, perfect example. For me, it's day 8. So I'm on day 8 after my recovery and I'm still taking my pain medication. Why am I still taking it a week later? That's what my body's telling me I need. I did try to wean myself off for a day. And so what I did is I went from having 1 pill every 6 hours routinely throughout the day. I would just set an alarm on my phone, wake up, take my pill. Even if I'm asleep and it's 4 a.m., that's when I'm supposed to take my pill. I'll wake up with the pill in the water in my nightstand, take the pill, go back to bed. Because the worst thing is when you miss a dose, because then when you wake up, especially if you're sleeping, you wake up in pain. And it's really debilitating and it takes a while for your pain medication to kick in, even when you first take it. So having that time in which you allow that pain to come back, it's really hard to get on top of it and get a better pain management going. So for me, I tried to wean myself off. I tried going to half a pill every 6 hours, which was working. And then I tried switching to just Tylenol instead of the tramadol. But unfortunately, I found the Tylenol was not cutting the pain at all. And I was having that super tight, restricted, sore feeling all over. I wouldn't say I'm in pain, but it's definitely very uncomfortable and to the point where it's not easily just ignored. I mean, you should expect that with your pain medication, you're not just going to feel normal. You're still going to feel uncomfortable, which is kind of better because if you felt no pain at all, you're going to do things that you really should not be doing and you're going to hurt yourself. So I kind of rule that I'm taking enough pain medication that I'm not really in pain, but enough that I know that I should take it easy. Especially because as you're slowly getting back to activities like reaching, moving your arms up and down, doing regular things, you want to be able to listen to your body and the little pain senses it sends you. That way you can judge if you're doing something you shouldn't. Like right now, it's 8 days later, I can fully raise my arms up and out to the sides, which I've been doing gentle stretches like this since day 3. But I find I can't reach and grab something, especially bending over because it puts the weight forward, which hurts. And I can't pull or lift or push things at the extent of my arms. So I'm still relying on TC to do a lot of that. I mean, am I babying myself? Yes. Why? Because I have TC here who can do those things for me, and I would rather take it easy and make sure to give myself the full time to heal. I think too often too many people jump back into things, back into work, back into activities, and that's when you're going to hurt yourself or you're going to cause strain, which causes excess swelling, and then you're not going to heal as easily or as nicely in as much time.